I had the best marriage in the whole world for 14 years, and I'm very comfortable with the person I see in the mirror, so I'm okay to be on my own.
Most of us remember Steve Irwin for his boundless energy, his love of wildlife, and his famous cry of "Crikey." Yet behind the adventure was a passionate educator determined to show the world that even the scariest creatures deserved respect. Through his TV programs, Steve transformed our perception of reptiles, marine life, and countless other species, blending excitement with crucial lessons about conservation. In this video, we explore how Terry Irwin has navigated life after Steve's untimely death, focusing especially on the emotional journey of watching her son Robert grow into a conservation advocate. Terry's tears encompass both sorrow and overwhelming pride, capturing a tale of family unity that has inspired millions. Steve Irwin grew up in Beerwah Reptile Park, a modest wildlife facility run by his parents, Bob and Lynn. By the time he rebranded it as Australia's Zoo, he had honed a style all his own, wrestling crocodiles, handling venomous snakes, and championing the idea that humans and wildlife could coexist if we only learned to understand one another. Through The Crocodile Hunter, Steve propelled his mission onto the global stage. His genuine excitement, combined with approachable explanations of animal behavior, allowed him to reach audiences of all ages. Sadly, his life ended in 2006 when a stingray's barb struck him in the chest while he filmed near the Great Barrier Reef. Fans and conservationists worldwide mourned the loss, but no one felt it more deeply than Terry and their children, Bindi and Robert. After Steve's death, Terry became the zoo's key decision-maker. Where she once had Steve's input on everything from exhibit designs to daily feeding routines, she now forged ahead alone. On top of that, she parented Bindi, then 8 years old, and Robert, a toddler of 2. It was an enormous weight to bear, grief mixed with the responsibilities of upholding a vision shared by her late husband. During this tumultuous period, Terry found strength in the outpouring of support from fans. Letters arrived from around the world, praising Steve's legacy and encouraging her to continue. Each new message reminded her that while her personal loss was profound, the global community cared deeply about what the Irwins had started. Though only 8, Bindi delivered a eulogy at Steve's memorial that resonated with millions watching worldwide. She called her dad her hero and promised to continue his work. Soon, she had her own show, Bindi the Jungle Girl, and began appearing on multiple platforms to promote wildlife conservation. Terry encouraged Bindi to pursue these opportunities, recognizing her daughter's earnest passion. From stage performances to award speeches, Bindi displayed poise beyond her years. Each time Bindi spoke to an audience, whether about rhino conservation or the importance of safe habitats, Terry felt her husband's spirit shining through. Robert, meanwhile, grew up hearing stories of Steve's adventures. Initially shy, he gradually stepped into public appearances, showcasing his knowledge of reptiles and amphibians. Observers noted he had Steve's fascination with every creature, from insects to large predators, but with a quieter demeanor. As Robert matured, Terry noticed how thoughtfully he interacted with animals. He'd ask zookeepers detailed questions, wanting to understand everything from feeding schedules to the nuances of breeding programs. Many said he was a born naturalist, echoing the same zest for discovery that had propelled Steve onto the global stage. Robert's trajectory changed when he picked up a camera. While most teenagers juggled typical hobbies, Robert devoted countless hours to capturing images of wildlife around Australia's zoo. His early shots were impressive, but it wasn't until he ventured into fire-ravaged bushlands that his work gained widespread attention. A haunting image of scorched earth, dotted with new growth, showcased nature's resilience. The photo earned him accolades and thrust him into a broader conservation conversation, one that stressed not just the tragedy of habitat loss, but also the potential for recovery if people took responsibility. Terry, upon seeing Robert's photo in a global exhibit, broke down in tears. She wished Steve could witness their son blending art and advocacy so effectively. As Robert's reputation blossomed, he began appearing on major talk shows, reminiscent of Steve's media stints. He introduced exotic creatures to hosts and audiences, but his style contained a personal twist. While Steve thrived on adrenaline-fueled moments, Robert often punctuated segments by showcasing his wildlife photographs, explaining how a single image could change public sentiment. Terry watched each broadcast with a mixture of pride and heartbreak. She recognized mannerisms that echoed Steve, an excited grin, a confident stance while cradling a reptile. Yet Robert was undeniably himself, combining his father's enthusiasm with a gentler, more introspective approach. Away from the cameras, Terry was the linchpin of the entire operation. Under her stewardship, Australia Zoo expanded rescue efforts, taking in injured wildlife and partnering with researchers to enhance breeding programs for endangered species. She insisted the zoo remain a place of hands-on learning, where visitors could connect with animals in deeper ways than mere observation. Terry also made sure her children were never pushed too far. Despite their public roles, she emphasized family time and emotional support. Friends say that behind closed doors, she would still shed tears over Steve's absence, but emerged each day resolute in her belief that continuing his life's work was the best way to honor him. In late 2019 and early 2020, ferocious bushfires swept through Australia, destroying vast habitats and displacing countless animals. The Irwins raced to help, converting their zoo hospital into a 24/7 care center. Bindi organized volunteers, while Robert documented the devastation and shared images online, triggering international donations. Terry often recalled how Steve would have responded with the same urgency. Each rescue mission, whether treating a burned koala or relocating orphan joeys, reinforced the Irwins' family bond. They were living proof that even in calamity, steadfast dedication could guide meaningful change. Terry's tears embodied the complexity of losing her soulmate while witnessing her children's blossoming achievements. Sometimes, she sees Robert handle a crocodile and is transported back to memories of Steve leading demonstrations. Other times, Bindi's heartfelt speeches remind her of the first time Steve took the microphone to promote a wildlife cause. In these moments, sorrow and pride collide. She aches for Steve's presence, yet feels overwhelmed by how faithfully Robert and Bindi are carrying on the legacy. Each success is bittersweet, a reminder that Steve never got to see just how far they've come. Robert's advocacy extends to global forums where he urges people to protect fragile habitats. He often shares stories of animals he's photographed up close, illustrating how a single species can affect an entire ecosystem. Audiences are captivated by his sincerity, and many youth see in him an example that one can balance modern interests with a deep commitment to nature. Bindi, too, continues to champion wildlife. Through social media campaigns and hands-on workshops, she educates children on why creatures like sharks and snakes are vital to maintaining equilibrium in their environments. For Terry, these efforts represent the full circle of Steve's dream, a family working in harmony to protect the planet's diverse life. From daily zoo management to frontline conservation work, the Irwins reflect a unified approach. Each member contributes their strengths, Terry as the operational leader, Bindi as a charismatic communicator, and Robert as the creative photographer. Together, they've made Australia Zoo a beacon of what's possible when compassion and dedication meet. Visitors describe a palpable sense of warmth throughout the zoo. Staff members seem like extended family, eager to share knowledge or guide people in caring for animals. That welcoming spirit stems from Terry's resolve to keep Steve's generosity alive in every interaction. Terry has repeatedly said that while no one can replace Steve, his memory is woven into every aspect of their lives. Each saved animal or rehabilitated creature is another way to remember him. Robert's metamorphosis, in particular, shows how a child can flourish under a parent's legacy without losing individuality. He's a dedicated conservationist and a skilled artist whose photographs stimulate both empathy and awe. For Terry, seeing Robert succeed evokes profound feelings. She may wipe away tears while recalling her early years with Steve, but those tears also celebrate a future that holds on to everything Steve taught them. Through Bindi and Robert, the crocodile hunter spirit continues to influence a new generation. Steve's presence never truly left us. When Robert shares his photos, or Bindi leads an animal rescue, it's like he's here, cheering us on. We miss him, but we also feel him in all we do. Her words capture the essence of the Irwin family's resilience. They've harnessed grief to propel vital conservation efforts. While the pain of losing Steve lingers, each initiative, from rehabilitating wombats to safeguarding marine turtles, stands as a testament to his enduring philosophy that humans and wildlife thrive best when they live in harmony. Terry Irwin's tears symbolize more than sorrow. They reflect a mother's love, a widow's heartache, and a conservationist's hope. She mourns a man who changed the world's view of wildlife, yet she also celebrates two children inspired by his example. Robert, once a shy toddler, now stands as a beacon of compassion, using his camera to unite people behind a cause that matters to us all. The Irwins invite each of us to join them, whether by volunteering at local shelters, adopting sustainable habits, or simply sharing the stories of endangered animals. In doing so, we help keep alive the wonder Steve infused into everything he touched. For every tear shed, there's a promise to uphold the mission that sparked a global movement and to ensure Steve Irwin's light keeps shining on the path of conservation. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more insights into the lives of extraordinary families. Until next time.